Welcome to the everyday adventures of the Wheelie Hogs. Join little Wee and his family, especially Nana, as they live their lives alongside friends and neighbours in Hoglington. The magical horse chestnut tree. Autumn has finally arrived in Hoglington. The summer heat has gone, cooler weather is on the way, and the leaves on all the trees are changing to beautiful autumn colours of gold, yellows, reds and bronze. But for the children of Hoglington, this means something far more exciting. It is the start of conker season. Conkers are gifts from the horse chestnut trees. The school week has ended, Saturday morning arrives, and all the children gather at the top of the lane, eager to go conkering. The children are full of anticipation on who will find the first conker tree. They wheel off into the fields at a great pace, all trying to be the lucky first. Henry, Spiky Hogg and little Wee have collected conkers before, but Hardy hasn't. It's his first time. As they wheel on further into the fields, Spiky Hogg and little Wee tell Hardy what conkers are and explain to him the rules of the highly anticipated game of conkers. Henry explains, "So, Hardy, when you find a really good conker, one that you like the look of, you skewer a hole right the way through it and then thread some string through the hole and tie a knot on the end of the string at the bottom of the conker so that it can't fall off." Henry continued, "Then we take turns in hitting the conkers against each other. Whoever's conker breaks into pieces first loses the game. The Wheelie Hog with the strongest conker that hasn't broken is the winner." "It's easy," says little Wee, "and really good fun," shout all the friends together, laughing. Hardy was still a little confused, but was really looking forward to finding his very own special conker and preparing it ready for the game. Just then, the four friends hear shouting coming from the fields a bit further along the track. "Found one!" yells one of the older children. "Wow, look at all the conkers on that tree. There's loads of them." Little Wheelie, Henry, Spiky Hogg and Hardy all get very excited and head towards the shouting as fast as their wheels will carry them. "Wait for me," says Hardy, bringing up the rear. All the children are now looking up at the biggest horse chestnut tree, with so many conkers dangling from the branches. "Wow," they all say at the same time. "That tree really does have a lot of conkers on it." "How are we going to get them down?" says little Wee, who loves a challenge. One of the older children says, we normally throw sticks at them to knock them down. Sometimes they fall to the ground themselves, but the ones that have fallen are often broken." "I don't like the idea of throwing sticks at the poor tree," says Henry. "That could harm the tree, and we don't want to do that." All the children agree. You should never harm the trees. Suddenly, little Wee exclaimed, "I have a good idea. We need to make a Wheelie Hog tower." "A Wheelie Hog tower," everyone says together as they look towards little Wee with questioning looks on their faces. "Yes, a Wheelie Hog tower," he repeated, and proceeded to instruct everyone so that they all knew what to do. Before they all knew it, all the Wheelie Hogs were lined up in size order. The biggest of them was to be on the bottom, and the next size down Wheelie Hog was to get on top of the other until the tower was high enough to reach the branches of the tree and collect the conkers. "Well," said all the children, "we'll give it a go and see what happens." They all knew that little Wheelie had great ideas and trusted him to try this one out. After all, they were very keen to get their wheels on some big, strong conkers. "Ready?" shouts little Wee. "Ready," they all shout together. And one by one, the children climb on top of each other. The older and bigger ones go first to act as a firm base, and the younger ones are last to climb to the top of the tower. As they climb, the tower is wobbling and shaking and rocking, and rocking and shaking and wobbling in all directions. There's a lot of "Watch out! Ouch! Watch where you're putting your wheels! You're stood on my nose! Ouch!" as they climb and wobble one after the other until it's Hardy as the smallest that makes it to the top, when, all of a sudden, crash, bang, wallop, the tower collapses and all the children end up in a big pile on the ground under the horse chestnut tree. "My idea didn't work this time," said little Wee, as they all stood standing looking up at the tree and wondering how on earth they're going to reach the conkers. Suddenly, without warning, the big old horse chestnut tree came to life, slowly stretching his enormous branches and letting out a very loud yawn. The Wheelie Hogs were astounded. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. In a very big, slow, deep voice, the big old tree says, "Wheelie Hog children of Hoglington, I have stood here in this field for 100 years, and I thank you for not harming me. Please accept with my gratitude this gift to you of my precious conkers." And the tree slowly stretched one more time and then shook his branches, and hundreds of conkers fell to the ground. The children were surrounded by them. They couldn't believe what had just happened. The Wheelie Hogs were excitedly gathering up as many conkers as they could, finding the very best ones and discussing how well they thought their conkers would do in a game, and that they thought their conkers would be the champion of all conkers. When the children had collected enough conkers, they all looked up at the tree to say thank you for the very special gift that he had just given to them. But the great horse chestnut tree had once again gone back to sleep. The children said thank you anyway, and chatted amongst themselves about how old the beautiful tree was, and perhaps it would wake up again in another 100 years to give other children the gift of its conkers. Thank you, horse chestnut tree. Until next time, roll with the Wheelie Hogs.